Hello, and welcome to this week's Teen Book Talk. My name is Cathy Janovitz. I am the Teen Services Librarian here at the Escondido Public Library, and I'm here to present you with week 4 of our Teen Book Talk. So, just a little rundown about stuff in general. This summer, due to these uncertain times, as they say, one of my coworkers says, it makes me laugh. I don't know why. But you can, if your age is 13 to 18, you can sign up for our Teen Summer Virtual Activity Challenge by going to our website, escondidolibrary.org. Sign up, complete activities every week, and you could win stuff. Complete at least 40 activities over the 7 weeks, and you could win a free book and a completion prize. Well, that's the book, and a fun little prize. And let's see, what is it? 60? Yeah, if you complete at least 60 activities over the 7 weeks, you get entered into our grand prize drawing for things like an Oculus Quest, a large blanket that looks like a burrito, board game bundles, just kind of like fun random stuff. But yeah, that's the gist of the Summer Virtual Activity Challenge in a nutshell. Yeah, so let's get on to our book talk for today. We have 2 books for today. Well, we always have 2 books. What am I saying? Oh my god, I'm so sleepy. But I have my little script down here so I don't forget anything. So if I tend to look down and freak out, it's not you. So we have 2 books. We have Dig by A.S. King. And then we also have Tell Me How You Really Feel by Aminah Safi. Yeah, this is very exciting. And if this particular author, Aminah Safi, we are doing romance author chats, mainly for adult authors, but we also are getting some YA authors, and she is a YA author. She is going to be on our Facebook Live on Friday at 3 p.m. So if this book sounds good to you and you're interested in writing or you like the genre, you can join us on Facebook Live at 3 p.m. this Friday, and you can listen to her chat and another romance author. But yeah, that's exciting. So let's see. What are we going to talk about first? I don't know which book to talk about first. Just going to calm down. Calm down. Okay. You don't want to listen to me babble. I know you don't. Okay, so the first book we're going to talk about today is Dig by A.S. King. And, oh my god, I don't know. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so this book is really kind of hard to explain, but let me try to give you the summary or gist of it. So basically, the book focuses on the Hemings family, and most of them live in Pennsylvania. And the book focuses on the Hemings family, their dysfunction, their problems, their issues. And it focuses on, is it 5? The 5 grandchildren of the Hemings family. So you hear a lot from each of the 5 grandkids. You hear a little bit from the parents, not more like just in context, but then you hear a chunk also from the grandparents. Because the Hemings family, the grandparents, are, and it's called Dig because it has to do with potato farming. The grandparents are, oh gosh, it's just so hard to explain. The grandparents used to be potato farmers, or at least the husband did. And so he sold his part of the farm and made money in real estate. Him and his wife had 5 kids, and then those kids had grandkids, or had kids. And so basically it's about their family and how they're all kind of screwed up. And how, like, the grandma has this weird racism, and then it sort of trickled down through some of the kids, and then the grandkids are having to deal with that in their daily lives. And there's just a lot. it's just a lot. But basically it's about that family. It focuses in on the grandkids, but you hear a lot from the grandparents, but that gives you the context and connects all the links of like where this came from. Because I always talk about like, what is the phrase they kept saying? Something about digging, because it's called about dig. But like how to dig your way out of something, basically. So it's a little weird. It's weird in the essence that, I mean, her books aren't weird, but all 5 of the grandkids aren't given names at the beginning. And it sort of kind of reads at the beginning of each section, it gives you like part 1, and it gives you the characters that you're seeing, and it doesn't give the kids names. The kids are named the Shoveler, the Freak, let's see, what's her name? Can I Help You? Loretta, the Flea Circus Ring Mistress, and First Class. Well, actually, Malcolm gets a name. You know his name right away, which is interesting. While some of the other kids, they kind of avoid you telling their names. It's very interesting. So you hear how each of the grandkids are doing in life and what they're having to deal with, and how it all kind of goes back to the grandparents and just how things kind of progressed. And some of it's a little confusing, some of it's not. You kind of have to pay attention. There's other little portions that focus on these other characters that don't have anything to do with the family, or at least you think they don't, but then they end up ultimately having something to do with the story, so you need that information. So A.S. King's books are really good, but I like to call them thinking books. Like if you pick up just like a random young adult book on the shelf over there, and it's like a fantasy or it's fiction, it's romance, whatever. Sometimes you sit down, you read it, you're done, it was enjoyable, and there you go. Her books are a bit more on the like, side. They make you think, they make you question, and they're a bit deeper. So if you're looking for a little bit more meat in your young adult books, I recommend, I think I've read this one and 2 others, but she's got like 6 or 7 books. I recommend her books if you like a little more meat in your young adult and deals with like issues and stuff like that. This book does have some language in it, things like that. So if that's not something that jives with you, I like to mention that. Yeah, her books are always super well written. Like I said, it's a thinking book. If you like a little bit more meat and there's kind of more to hang on to, yeah. I listened to this on audio, which was great because they had 4 different people reading, so you could sort of separate the characters that you're being introduced to throughout this whole book. But yeah, at first when I chose it because it had to deal with racism, and I thought that was appropriate at this time. So like, it's good to explore that kind of stuff. If you don't, like me, if you don't have it in your daily life or worry about it in the worry about it in the front of your mind. Sorry, the front of your mind. So yeah, but then I opened it and I'm like, what's up with these chapters? And why do these people have weird names? And why does it look all funny? And it kind of freaked me out a little bit. So it's a little bit intimidating, but it's actually really good. You're just going to have to sit down, read it, and it actually makes so much more sense. And it's very interesting because while you're reading it, you're trying to figure out the connections that people have with one another, like in the Hemmings family. Like, is it, are they one of the grandkids? Are they not one of the grandkids? How do they relate to everyone else? So actually, quite a good book. There you go. Okay. So our other book, Tell Me How You Really Feel, by Aminah Safi, is our other book. And this is not a comedy. I would say it's more of a romance. But let's tell you what it's about. So, 2 girls who go to the same school, Sanaa and Rachel. Sanaa is kind of like what people think of the epitome of perfect girls are. She's a cheerleader, she's smart, she's pretty, she always has perfect hair. And Rachel is like a financial aid student. She has a scholarship to go to this like fancier prep school kind of thing. And she's a filmmaker, and she has a chip on her shoulder, and she thinks that people stare at her and don't include her in things, and she's not one of them because she's on scholarship. And so, well, the interesting thing about this book is it's a romance between girls, which is also lovely and great. But there is no issue with the two of them like being gay at all. Like her dad accepts it, her family accepts it, which is also slightly strange because they're Muslim, but it's something. So the issue in the book is actually their relationship and their romance and how things happen and how things go. Not the fact that like, hey mom, I'm gay, or hey mom, I'm going out with a girl, which is really great. It's just something that's there, it's accepted, and it's just about the two of them, you know, finding love with each other. So that's kind of a really nice thing about the book. So basically it's about the two of them. Rachel hates Sanaa because she asked her out. Rachel thinks it was a complete joke because she has stuff going on in her life. Sanaa has stuff going on in her life. And basically it's about the two of them working together on a film project, finding out that, you know, they were both kind of wrong about each other, finding out more about themselves, and, you know, they don't have to be perfect, they don't have to be I can't think of the word. Anyway, but yeah, so basically it's like finding themselves, finding each other, you know, realizing that Sanaa made Rachel a better filmmaker. She's working on a film project, and she ends up helping her see her film and her project in like a completely different way, and it's super helpful. So they help each other become better people and find their like inner selves, their real like true selves, you know, besides the facade of the charade they put on for other people. And they also find each other, which is really great. I mean, she has like a crush on her, and she always has, but like she's like super angry for some reason, but she gets over it. So, but will they get together? Will they stay together? What will happen? I don't know, but yeah, it's a pretty good book. I enjoyed it. I read it yesterday. It has really tiny typeface though. Really tiny. I mean, look at that. It's small and it's really close together. Odd. You know, otherwise it was a pretty good book. So, yeah. So we've got that one. And don't forget, if you're interested in this book or you want to hear about the author and her process and stuff like that, author chat on our Facebook Live this Friday at 3 o'clock. And then we had Dig. Yeah. Woo! Just so interesting. So interesting. Anyway, and it's so because the grandma is the one that's like the most like racist one, and one of her kids, but oh my god, she keeps referring to this like secret or the book like I have this secret, and you're like, what is it? What could it be? What could be considered a horrible secret to you as this, you know, white person who grew up poor? I don't know. But it's interesting when you find out what the secret is, and you're just like, oh my god. It's just like, wow. Yeah, super interesting. It's good. The end is a little sad, but you kind of see it a little bit in foreshadowing. But okay. Yeah, I like both of them. I mean, I pick most of these books because they sound good. And I know I'm going to like them. And I hope you do too. So if you want to win a copy of one of these books, sign up for and you're 13 to 18, sign up for our Teen Summer Virtual Activity Challenge. And then when you go you've watched the video, you go in to complete the activity, and it's going to ask you to type something in the box. So if you're interested in winning one of these books, type the name of the book into the box and say dig, or say, tell me how you really feel. If you're watching the video just to complete the challenge, That's perfectly fine. Say you're just not interested in romance. Say this sounds too, hard or whatever for you. But you still want to complete the challenge. Just type like, no thanks into the box. And then when I decide who's going to win, or when I run a random list, then I know that, yes, you've completed it and that's great, but you're just not interested in winning one of these. And then, we won't have to worry about it. Yeah. Okay. So we will see you next week for our teen book talk. And I'm hoping to continue the teen book talk past the summer, because who knows what's going to happen and where things are going to go and where we're going to be. And if I'll get that turkey sandwich I've been thinking about, probably not. But, turkey's good. But, oh, sorry, sneeze almost. We'll see you next week, and we'll have 2 new books for you. Can't remember what they're called. Oh, I think one's called Jane Anonymous, and the other one is... It's another romancy one, because we're having another author chat. You'll hear about it next week. Yeah? Okay. We will see you later. Bye.